Well, heisters, you wanted it, you're getting it. Payday 3 build video. First, let's talk stealth. The first skill I'm going to pick up is Top Up. This allows us to fully restock our throwables. Next, we're going to ace Infiltrator and also grab Quick Fingers. Acing Infiltrator will give us even more opportunities to gain rush, whether that's from picking a lock, killing an enemy with a throwing knife, picking up some loose cash, or getting detected by a guard. Grabbing Quick Fingers means heists like No Rest for the Wicked with all those lockboxes, a cakewalk. To complement Top Up, we're going to grab extra munitions, which gives us 2 extra throwables, in this case throwing knives, even more distractions, even more opportunities. Next, we're going to come over to Manipulator and just put a point in the first skill just so we can tie up and trade hostages 50% faster. Not that we're going to be trading hostages, but being able to control all of your civs as quickly as possible is very nice to have. Further down, and we're going to take all but one skill from the Grifter line. The Grifter skill line is essential for all masked off stealth. Skills like Walk the Walk, allowing cameras to turn a blind eye as long as you've got rush, and Social Engineering, allowing civs to turn a blind eye while you're performing illegal actions, all while you've got rush, which the first point of the tree will give us as long as we're within a meter of one of the civs. For example, you're masked off on dirty ice, you can walk in, pack the camera, close all the shutters, and as long as that guard isn't looking at you, you can pick stuff up. You can also be super sneaky and open up these to take a bag of jewelry. I'm opting in to grab Open Mic just to answer radios 50% faster. Then we're going to ace Hacker, giving us 2 extra run times, meaning that's 2 more cameras we can loop securely with Secure Loop, or route the ping from Routed Ping. The skills Appliance Breach and Signal Catch aren't integral to the build, but having Appliance Breach and being able to activate this lure on Touch the Sky from further away is super handy. One skill of the hacker line that is integral to pretty much every build is Glitch Protocol. Being able to hack the guard's radio and walk away instead of having to get escorted out will save you so much time during your heist. With 11 points to go, I'm going to ace Strategist, giving us 2 additional targets we can mark, and those marks will last 40% longer. It's more intel, more vision on where the guards are at all times. Following on, we're going to grab Transporter because, well, it's Transporter. Why wouldn't you want to carry 2 bags? All in all, it will give us the opportunity to get the loot to the van faster. Next, we're going to put a point into Scrambler for the extra runtime, so that's now 3 cameras we can loop or ping. We're also going to grab extra pockets to give us a 3rd tool, so that's a 3rd camera, a 3rd motion sensor, or a 3rd ECM jammer. Finishing off with the final 3, we're going to go into the new Assassin skill line. We're going to pick up Assassin, we're going to pick up Skimming the Ground, and we're going to pick up Drop Cloth. Assassin itself will give us another opportunity to gain rush if we get a kill with a suppressed weapon. Skimming the Ground, while it's only applying to your crouching movement speed, we're going to run a suppressed weapon anyway as it's a stealth build, so why not have an extra 20%? And finally, Drop Cloth, allowing us 10 extra seconds to get that body out of sight and into safety before we have to answer the radio or answer for our actions. In terms of weapons, I usually run the A114 Sentinel version of the SA. This is just because it's got a nice scope on it so I can see more information from afar, and my secondary being the SPM11 Hard Cough for a silenced pistol. Bring in an ammo bag for the top up, throwing knives for distracting guards. Armor wise, I'm picking up standard lining. This is because we'll get no speed penalty, so we can maximize the effects of skimming the ground. Finally, let's talk tools. Your 3 stealth tools are going to be microcams, ECM jammers, and motion sensors, and each one can play to higher strengths depending on your heist. For instance, the ECM jammer. Take a few of these bad boys on your No Rest for the Wicked trip, and that'll ensure that no bags of money will get dyed blue. Motion sensors, having 3 of them with our extra pockets, means that we can keep tabs on any guards we want, whether that's the lead guard or a guard that's just going to be in your way. Microcams are super useful, but also getting more information. Well, you take a microcam on Golden Shark and place it right there. You can see the screen from anywhere in the heist, so you don't have to run backwards and forwards in and out of that vault room. Well, that's your stealth build sorted, but what about your loud heists like Road Rage and Cook-Off? Don't worry, I've got you covered as well. Let's jump into a loud build. So for our loud build, we're focusing less on staying hidden and more on staying upright. For my main loud build, I spec heavily into the Fortitude skill line, acing Fortitude itself and taking each of the skills bar stockpile along the line. One of the more important skills of this line is Pain as Embolia. This is because it will double the effects of our edge, our grit, and our rush, and will take 10% less damage to our adrenaline. Heading up, we're going to take Transporter and Powerlifter once again, so that way we can take 2 bags instead of 1. Then we're scrolling all the way up to Manipulator, taking a point in it and Negotiator. Now you could just ace Manipulator to have your hostages count as an additional hostage, but with Negotiator you'll yield 2 additional resources anyway, essentially having the same effect. Then we're going to ace Sharpshooter and take Collateral Control. By acing Sharpshooter we have a permanent way of refreshing our edge, and if we lose our edge we just have to stand for 1.5 seconds aiming down our sights to get it back. Following on, we're going to ace Tank to get the 20% regen speed of our armor chunks, and if one of our chunks breaks, we'll gain or refresh our grit. By taking Hardy, it means we'll get a 2-second damage immunity when they break as well. Next, we're taking armor up, so if we're halfway through our last chunk, we can hit an ammo bag and restock all of our armor. We're taking Last Man Standing to once again stay on our feet, consuming our grit and giving us damage immunity for 4 seconds so we can get to cover and get a medic bag down. Finishing off the tank tree with Clean Slate so we can make use of all of those armor repair kits we get from our hostages. Heading up, we're going to take Mower, only so we can put a point into Replenish, saving our feet from running around trying to get all our ammo back. Then we're putting a point in Ammo Specialist for our increased ammo capacity, and finishing off by taking Medic so we can revive our teammates 20% faster, Steady Hands so that way all medic bags heal us for an additional 20%, and if any of our crew members are running it, it'll increase the bonus by another 5%, Extra Charge for extra charges, Triage mostly for the faster interact speed, but if you have Edge, Grit, and Rush, it will heal you for an additional 15% for each one that's active. Finally, to top it all off, we're taking Field Surgery, granting yet another 10% of our max health restored, and it will give us 1 down back. Weapons wise, you have a lot to choose from. Right now I'm running the VF7S, great rifle, and if you're accurate with it, takes enemies down in 1 to 2 bullets. As for my secondary, I'm taking the Signature 403. Now you could argue that taking one of the 2 revolvers in the game would be better for more DPS, but I like to take something I can still put a suppressor on should I end up in a lobby where we do it mostly in stealth. We're of course taking a medic bag as our deployable, and for our throwable, I'm taking a shot grenade, just to help me out with shields, tasers, and techies. For armor, I'm taking the light ballistic lining, because of its 25% damage reduction, only light speed penalty, and it takes 2 chunks. The adaptive armor lining also has 2 chunks, but it only gives you a 5% damage reduction. As for tools, we're taking the infrasonic mine, as it's really the only loud tool. These little mines are perfect for you to bring along to sabotage the saboteurs, leaving them on the sprinkler system on No Rest for the Wicked, or on the power switch on Cook-Off. Will that mean when the cops decide to pull the lever, you can pull out your phone, set off the mine, stun them, and take care of them in your own time. So there you go, 2 builds, 1 stealth, 1 loud. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything you'd change about my build, or if you think it's perfect as it is. Also, let me know if you prefer stealth or loud. Me and the boys are going to go steal a crypto wallet from a nightclub. Take it easy, heisters. Bye bye.